Welcome back. Today I'm going to be assembling and testing the Agri-Fab 40-inch tow lawn dethatcher picked up from Home Depot. Let's get right down to the assembly. Okay, I'm not going to show the whole assembly, but we'll jump through this pretty quick. The part's pretty simple. The entire assembly only took about 20 minutes for one person to do. I had a little help halfway through just to hold some things, but it's a pretty simple assembly and pretty much anybody could do it. Instructions were pretty clear. Like with a lot of these instructions, sometimes the pictures are a little hard to know where something goes, but it's pretty simple assembly. There's not much to this. Okay, this is the part where you're putting the rake pieces on the bottom, and in a moment I'll show you a close-up of how that's done. Pretty simple. You just use a screwdriver. And you can see here you're basically placing it underneath two pieces of metal. All right, sometimes you got to bend it a little bit. Once you get it under there, you're just going to put a screwdriver in there, and don't use a cheap screwdriver, and then force down the little tabs that are on top. Final step is you're just going to attach the adjustment arm that allows you to raise and lower the rake part. So when you're towing it, you can raise it when you're going over ground, or you don't want it to actually rake the ground. Alright, once you attach it, you pull the arm, and the wheels go down, raising the rake, so that's not scratching the ground there. And very easy, only two positions, up and down. Now that top part is so you can put some blocks on there for weight. And that's what they recommend, is that you get weight down there so that it digs into the ground. But we'll talk more about that in a little bit. As you can see right now, I have 4 of these blocks on there. I didn't weigh them to see how much they are, but you can lower it at that point and start pulling it. You can go faster than we're going here. This is our first trial, so we started off slow. You can clearly see the dead grass being picked up and kicked around a little bit there. You can see the lines in the dirt. It's actually, the rakes are actually going further deep into the dirt than I wanted them to at this point with that much weight on it. Here I have some, I removed 2 of the blocks to see if it would make any difference. It was still picking up plenty, kicking up a lot of the dead grass. You could see it all coming up there, even with half the amount of weight. Now I took off all the blocks because I didn't like that it was still digging into the dirt. So we started going over it with no blocks on it, and it actually seemed to do just as good a job with no weight on it. Now, I think it might also depend on how high your hitch is, what you're towing it with. Here's another area where you can see it's really flattened down from the snow. We had a bad winter here. and it was really flattened down the lot. And that's mainly why I got this, is to get all that flat stuff up, because grass will not grow properly through that. And you can see there that it starts picking it up. That's one pass on there. We'll take another look.
Seems to be doing a good job. We're going to go over this area a few more times and see what the results are. All right, so this is the area that I first started showing you, and we've gone over it about 4 times without any weight on there, and it's actually a lot better, even with no weight. With more weight on it, it seems to possibly damage the dirt, but this actually seems to be working very well.
All right, so my final thoughts on this. This is $79 current price at Home Depot, and I have about an acre of grass, and if you don't want to have to do all of that with a rake, which I think could take days, this $79 device certainly does its job. I found it worked better, if not exactly the same, with no weight on the back, which is contradictory to what they show. But then it didn't dig into the dirt and damage the, go down into the dirt and damage that. It actually just picked up all the grass. And then I go over this with a pull-behind sweeper and was able to pick up everything. Great job, and I'm very happy with it. Thank you very much for watching, and watch out for my next review. Please subscribe and click that bell.